Hello guys, so I managed to get my hands on the new Clio Cushion Foundation over here. So this is the Clio Cover Skin Fixer Cushion Foundation. So they have updated the name, the packaging, as well as the formula as well. So this is how it looks like. I have mine in number 21 and linen over here. And I do own the previous version, which is the Clio Cover Fixer Cushion Foundation. So they just kind of threw in the name word skin into the updated one. And I do love this particular cushion a lot. So I have gone through 2 refills of this in 4BO Ginger, and currently the shade that I am wearing for the fixer cushion is in number 2 Lingerie. So I eventually will do a comparison between these 2 updated and non-updated formula. But for today, we'll be doing a first impressions of this particular cushion foundation, the updated one, as well as a wear test. We love a good old wear test. So without further ado, let's get into it. When you get this cushion foundation, what you get is basically the cushion itself. What you get is another refill packet like this, and each refill is about 15 grams of product. So you get 2 items, and internationally, it's available on Olive Young Global website, so you can get it over there. It's about $38 US. So when you break it down, divide it by 2 for 2 products, I think it's still not too bad in terms of cost. And if you want to save a little bit more money, you can use my code 21itscrystal to help you save more, and it is an affiliated code, so if you do use it, thank you so much. It helps to support the channel. I appreciate it, and if you don't want to, totally fine as well. Fixer Cushion Foundation is supposed to give you a smooth and even skin texture with fixing effect, meaning that the adhesion of this particular cushion foundation should adhere to your skin really well. And based off what I've used previously, this one, I found that to be quite true. So that's why I was really excited to check out this particular cushion foundation. Delicate cloud light fixing, no worries of pores and unevenness, cloud soft, light, neatly matte skin texture cushion. I never really fully understand what they mean by like the neatly matte aspect. Like, is the previous versions not really neat in a sense? You know, I get it, but I don't get it at the same time. Essentially, this new cushion foundation is supposed to have the matte coverage and finish, while at the same time making your skin look like skin. So I'm really excited because, as you can see, your girl over here has quite a number of pimples, blemishes, and discoloration. So I think this will be a good chance to show you guys how this cushion foundation would perform, because honestly, I have not used this cushion foundation at all. I just did a quick unboxing of it. The puff is still clean, so I want to have, you know, the first impression together with you guys. Normally for Clio, they have only 3 shades, which is lingerie, linen, and ginger, if I'm not wrong. Now, for this particular cushion foundation, they have 8 shades, which I was like, wow, amazing, that kind of thing. So it kind of stayed in the same color realm in a sense, but with varying undertones, and they even went one step lighter than the lighter shade, which is lingerie. So I was like, okay, this will be great for people with lighter skin, and I think with a cool undertone as well. So I will put like the pictures like here for you to see as well. On the Olive Young Global website, only 3 shades are available to be purchased, and it's the standard lingerie, linen, and ginger. So that's why I'm wondering, like, where can we get the other shades if you are looking for it? So the other new shades would be, oh wait, they created 4 shades that is even lighter than lingerie, and they have 1 shade, 24W Sand, which is deeper. I guess the very light shades are not available to be purchased internationally. I'm really not sure. I'm really confused by this whole like aspect of it. I just want to point it out to you guys. So do what you have with this information. I guess for international purchase, I guess we only can get number 23W Ginger. Clio also has this whole line of like square cushion foundations, and I think to review each one of them is like another video for another time. But if you want to know the main differences, I'll throw the image up here for you guys to see. I think my biggest curiosity would be to compare between the light matte of this and the semi matte of the Foundwear cushion foundation. So one day I will review all this, so let me know if you're interested. Oh yes, I want to briefly point out the cushion puff over here. It feels significantly thinner as compared to the old one. The old one is the new one. You can see the difference. The thinness in this is crazy. Okay, this feels more like puffier in a sense, not necessarily doughier. It doesn't have the dough feeling. Also, the fragrance of this is quite strong because when I did the unboxing video on TikTok, I pulled off the tab and I just felt a whole wall of fragrance just in my face, that kind of thing. So I was like, wow, this is strong. It's not floral, it's more of like a cosmetic-y kind of smell. So that's one thing I want to point out. So again, number 21 and linen, and I'm just gonna go in with one like that. Ooh. Okay, that looks thick. I'm gonna tap some excess on the back over here. I don't wanna go too hard. As you can see, my skin has a lot of like pimples and discoloration and blemishes, so I'm gonna go in with half over here. Let's just... okay. So this is half my face with one layer of the Fixer Cushion Foundation. This is without, and this is with. I can feel the difference by what they mean by the lightly matte aspect, because this feels so thin. It feels even thinner than the Foundwear Cushion Foundation. I didn't apply any color corrector, so obviously you can still see the ones that are significantly redder peeking through over here. But I would say it covered about 80% of it, maybe 20% is still peeking through. I think right now in the camera, I'm looking a bit like Casper the Friendly Ghost. It's pretty like pale, I would say. But I understand that I have a very like olive undertone, and also my skin type is more of like dry, a little bit acne prone, and I live in Singapore, so it's like hot and humid, it's very sweaty. Right now I'm in an air-conditioned room, so later when I do the wear test, I'll go about my day. Most likely I'll stay at home, but I'll just wear it till, I don't know, really late at night. So yeah, that is how it's looking like for one layer. What I realized with time is that Korean cushion foundations, or Korean foundations in general, they are either very orange or if not very pink. That's like there's no in between, and it's always very pale. They have a very olive undertone, so I have a lot of green, and normally cushion foundations, they don't really have that greenness in foundations. I'm gonna take the excess of whatever I had on the lid over here, and I'm gonna see if I can layer up a little bit on this area over here, the blemishes. Let's see if I can cover it up a bit more. I think this second layer on, it did cover maybe like 10% more. There's a little bit more coverage for sure, but you can still see my blemishes peeking through a little bit. Overall, I think it's really reasonable, honestly, and I think it did a good job. I really like how my skin is looking like so far on this side. My only concern would be whether the foundation would split or crack throughout the entire day, so we'll see about that. I'm just gonna go ahead and go in with the other side of my face. I'm actually gonna go ahead and also do this side as well. This side will be more of like the cheek area over here. That's where I have more problematic skin in a sense. I think I like this way more compared to the old Fixer cushion. In terms of coverage, I think this did a slightly better job. I think it gives maybe a 10-20% slightly better coverage compared to the older version over here, but I can really feel the difference when it comes to the formula and finish. This really does feel lighter on the skin, but I don't know how I feel about the difference between the Foundwear and the new Skin Fixer cushions. So that one I gotta play around a little bit more, but if you're comparing apples to apples, which is these two over here, I really think that this is definitely a huge upgrade compared to the older version. Not saying that I'm just gonna like stop wearing this. I think I will keep wearing this until I run out of the refill, because I think I still have one more refill of this sitting somewhere. Occasionally I'll get a whiff of the fragrance on my face, so the fragrance in this is quite strong. That's one thing I want to tell you guys. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my makeup, throw in some mascara, no powder, because I really want to see if this can fix to my skin. Normally I would powder down my foundation because here in Singapore it's hot and humid and really sweaty. This is how my skin is looking like, no powder, no nothing. So it does have a little bit of that a demi-dew. It's not even a semi, it's a demi-dew. Very belly there dew. So I'm gonna do the rest of my face and I will be right back. Time check 1:28 p.m. and this is how my face is looking like with a full face of makeup. I didn't powder anything down except for a little bit of powder on the cheeks over here, and I did play cheat like a little bit, like a teensy little bit, because basically when I was doing my glitter eye moment, some of the glitter specks, well, not a little, actually a lot of glitter specks actually fell onto my lower cheek over here, so there was a lot of like glitter for both sides, so I decided to just use a little cotton pad with some micellar water, and then I just kind of cleaned it up a little bit and reapply and touched up. The cushion actually blended in like a dream, no issues, no nothing. You can see there's no like separation going on or whatsoever. Just a blush on my cheek right now, so it's a little bit of like a liquid blush, and I topped it like this point over here with a little bit of powder, so that's the only powder part. So yeah, because I felt that the blush that I originally had on, which is the Melinda's Blueberry Smoothie, this one over here, was a little bit too cool tone, and the look today is looking a little bit more of like a neutral or beige tone, so I was a bit like, let's, you know, tone it down a little bit. So I took the Daisy palette, this one, the beige one, I kind of added a little bit on the high points just to kind of tone it down a little bit. So this is what we're looking like right now after about half an hour. No issues so far, so I think for the first, you know, half an hour-ish wear, I think there's nothing much to talk about, so I'll check back in with you guys in a little bit. Time check, it's currently 3 p.m. and this is how my skin is looking like after the first application. As you can see, it is kind of showing all the bumps, especially like this part over here, the pimples and all this here texture. I'm resisting the urge to actually powder down my skin because it really does look very shiny. When my base starts to turn really like glowy or shiny, it's natural that the pores and textures will be accentuated a little bit more, and personally I still prefer a little bit more of a matte or demi-matte finish, so I think it's just natural because, you know, Singapore's humidity and heat here is just crazy. I think this is a better accuracy for you guys on how the foundation will look, so I will check back in with you guys in a little bit. Time check is 6:36 p.m. so this is how my skin is looking like. I'm definitely looking very glowy at the moment, so yeah, I don't know. I feel like this will look better if I powder it down, but still no creasing, no loss of coverage or whatsoever, and it's adhering pretty well even like to my nose. It's separating right over here like a little bit, but I'm just gonna like press it in a little, and yeah, look very greasy right now, but yeah, so far actually pretty okay. So I spent the afternoon playing video games, you know, just chilling a little bit, and then afterwards I went out for dinner and I just came back. So this is how my face is looking like. The weather wasn't say really humid, it's quite cooling actually, it's quite windy. So time check is 9:32 p.m. so I had this on since 1 p.m. and this is how we are looking like. Honestly, it's holding up pretty well for what it is, considering no powder at all. I'm usually really scared of foundation slipping and sliding off my face for such a long period of time, but honestly, I think especially considering Singapore's environment, it held up really well. Granted, I look super greasy, and honestly, comparing it to the previous check-in and this current check-in, right, I was expecting a lot more creasing, a lot of loss of coverage, but honestly, it's holding up pretty well, and I think it did a really good job in terms of the adhesion department. The areas that I did lose coverage, for example, is the Cupid's bow, like right over here, because I cleaned my mouth after eating dinner, as well as my nose, like this part over here. I feel I lost some coverage. You can see the redness of my nose really starting to peek through a little bit. The corners of my nose, here and here, you can see that there is some coverage loss as well. But the areas that I was more concerned about, example, is like the pimples over here and here. Actually, it's looking alright. I'm actually quite shocked by how this wore. If I were to wear this for a full office day, definitely I would set this down so I wouldn't be looking as shiny as what I am looking right now, and this is really a bit too much glow, a little bit too much sweat for my own personal liking as well. I really liked the initial application where it really was almost like not say flat matte, but it's a demi matte, and I think that was the prettiest finish so far because very quickly within the first 2 hours I realized that the areas around my cheeks and pores around here, it started to not say settle, but it kind of sink into the skin a little bit, and then it kind of showed my natural texture. The way that it shows the texture, there will definitely be a bit of glow and shine to it, so I don't really like that. I prefer my finish to be a little bit more matte. The next time I try this foundation, I will definitely add some powder, and yeah, I'll update you guys how it actually wears. Most, if not all, cushion foundations or foundations in general that I have tried, for me, most of the time around the 3-hour mark, they kind of slip off my face, but this is holding up pretty well, and considering only around the nose area starting to break down a little bit and, you know, separate, I think it's honestly very, very reasonable. It's very, very fair. Even if there was a loss of coverage, right? Maybe like what, 10%? 12%? It's really like bare, minimal, and the way it's adhering to the skin is quite incredible. So I'm very, very shocked by it. I think really my gripe is just how much of a grease ball I look like right now. So overall, I'm pretty impressed with this foundation. I'll wear this foundation for maybe like another hour or so because I do want to go and shower and I feel a little bit gross. So I will come back in about 45 minutes-ish, 1 hour. Time check, it's 10:28 p.m. and I am so ready to take out my contacts and just wipe off this makeup. Not saying that it feels super greasy or heavy on my face. I definitely don't feel like I'm wearing foundation, but I just know that I look super greasy. So I'm just already like, you know what? I'm ready to get it out of my face. I will wear this to the office. It's definitely one of those fuss-free, easy to apply. As always, Clio does a fantastic job when it comes to creating base foundations. It's just a shame that their color selection is just not the best because, you know, Asian beauty, everybody wants to be fair, light skin, that kind of stuff. So I think that's the only major downside. Other than that, if you're able to at least try or swatch it in stores, maybe you have a Guardian, Pharmacy, Watson, or just any stores that actually carries Clio in your area, definitely go and swatch it, try it out, and see whether if it actually works out for you. I hope this video was helpful for you, and if you have any more questions, drop it down in the comments below. I will try my best to answer them, and if you enjoyed this video, hit that like, subscribe down below for more K-beauty, and if you want to watch my other videos, you can check out this video over here. I'll see you guys over there. Bye!